In the original text, Laertes says, "I'm willing to do this. To achieve my revenge, I'll also poison my arrows. I've bought a deadly poison from an apothecary. If the arrow's tip touches him, and even scratches his skin, it will be fatal. No remedy can save him. I'll dip the arrowhead in this poison, and if I wound him, Hamlet will die." The king further incites Laertes, saying, "To ensure success, we should come up with another fail-safe plan. Here's one. While you're fighting him, make sure you wear him out. When he's thirsty and needs a drink, I'll have a cup of poisoned wine ready for him. Even if he escapes your poisoned arrow, just a sip of the wine will achieve our goal." Under this conspiracy, the duel begins. Laertes' weapon is coated with deadly poison, and the new king is sure that Hamlet will surely die. However, an unexpected event occurs. The queen accidentally drinks the poisoned wine. Meanwhile, Laertes wounds Hamlet with his sword. In the struggle, their swords are exchanged, and Hamlet uses the poisoned sword to wound Laertes. Both men are poisoned, like a wretched bird falling into its trap, harming others only to end up harming themselves. At this point, Hamlet realizes something is wrong with the queen. He asks, "What's happened to the queen?" The king replies, "She fainted at the sight of the blood." Then the queen says, "No, no, that cup, my dear Hamlet, that cup, I am poisoned." The queen dies on the spot, and Hamlet immediately understands the treacherous plot behind it. He exclaims, "The foul conspiracy! Lock the doors, conspiracy, find out who's responsible." As the doors are locked, Laertes, dying on the ground, confesses to Hamlet the king's manipulation and the entire scheme. Hamlet, with his last strength, kills the king, his uncle Claudius, and avenges himself, dying in the process. Thus, Hamlet's tragedy reaches its peak. Almost all the main characters in the play are dead. Those who loved, those who hated, the just and the unjust. From a carefree prince to a vengeful warrior, Hamlet is a uniquely crafted character by Shakespeare. He's not real, but many see their reality reflected in him. So if everyone is dead by the end, why should we still care? It's because, in the end, life is about the inevitable beginning and ending, with only the unpredictable process in between. The only thing we truly have is the process. Since the silent film era, Hamlet has been adapted into 36 different versions in various languages and countries. It is a prototype, much like Romeo and Juliet, which represents the archetype of lovers thwarted by fate. The archetype created by Hamlet is also repeatedly honored. Disney's classic animated film, The Lion King, uses the framework of Hamlet, but with the story set in the animal kingdom. It's a version of the prince's revenge story in an animal world. We've also discussed the story of The Banquet. The reason Hamlet is constantly reinterpreted, I think, is due to Shakespeare's view on fate. Human misfortune cannot be blamed on external randomness, because life can often be quite mundane. Not everyone encounters dramatic highs and lows. But even in the most ordinary days, human nature and choices play a role. Even a small incident can lead to discomfort and tears, which is a reflection of our nature. This nature guides us step by step toward our end. Victor Hugo once said that Hamlet is as real as each of us, but greater. In the end, through revenge, fulfilling his mission, and the immense tragedy, Hamlet becomes a giant, yet he remains a real person. Hamlet is not you or me specifically, but represents all of us. He is not one individual, but humanity itself. Looking at the mutual support structure of the Chinese character Ren, we find our character, our stories, and our destinies. That might be the answer. There are 1,000 Hamlets in 1,000 people's eyes. With that, we conclude.